So I finally decided to apply to grad school, and here are some of the things that you should know before you should too. Hi, thanks for tuning in. My name is Pal. So in context, I am applying to a Master's of Library Science and Information with the concentration of archival studies. Basically, that means is that I want to become an archivist. There are many paths that I can take within this concentration, but for the most part, I am interested in becoming an archivist first. So just to give you a little bit of context, I do have library experience as a part-timer. Here's the video if you want to watch it. But basically, I am really happy to finally have taken this step, and here are some of the reasons why. So the first pro is obviously like it unlocks doors, and it's basically like if you have ever worked in a library job or in a library adjacent job, you know that you can't really progress within that world and industry without having higher education in forms of a master's degree in library science specifically. Now, I don't make the rules, but basically, if you want to do anything higher level, I'm talking about librarian, archivist, metadata, digital asset person, you're gonna have to get a master's degree. And that's something that really pushed me towards like actually applying, because I realized that this is the world and industry that I do want to be in. And so I feel like it's just gonna unlock a bunch of doors. Plus, I feel like it signals to potential employers that you're so serious about being here that you actually went to grad school for it. So the second pro is community and inclusion. I've always felt included in a sense of community while I was in a library, and I love the fact that their sole purpose is to help people get the information that they need. Whether that just be a public library or an academic library, a medical library, just the industry in general is there to help anyone who needs the information. And I find that personally fulfilling. And I would love to be part of that, part of people who help make that a reality. I guess what I'm trying to say is basically it aligns with my values and what actually fulfills me in terms of just having a career. It makes me so happy just thinking about it. The third thing that like really helped me, I guess, solidify this was the fact that even though I'm going into archival studies, it's not solidifying that I'm just going to be an archivist. So I'm also interested in like metadata and like a digital asset librarian. That's actually part of the reason why I chose this concentration, was because towards the end of it, I get to pick 3 electives, basically 3 classes from the Library and Science Information School that I can pick. And it doesn't necessarily have to pertain to being an archivist. It can literally be from any other concentration. So I know there's like youth librarians, there's early school librarians, there's different types of library concentrations. Even information science. For me, I like the fact that I get to pick and choose at least 3 different electives away from my actual concentration, so I can dabble in like different stuff. For me personally, I want to dabble in metadata and information. That's something I'm kind of nerdy about, actually. I kind of like data. I know, weird, right? And I kind of want to see like the back end of everything data related, and so it's just a huge interest for me in general. So one of the last 3 courses that I'll be picking will be that. Okay, so let's talk about cons. We just talked about pros, let's talk about cons. The first con being the cost. So grad school, not cheap. Sadly to say, it is not cheap. I do have a plan in terms of grad school. Basically, with that con, I realized that I'm just gonna have to find a way to make it work. I need to prioritize my studies as well as how I'm gonna pay for it. My plan is to literally get anything library related, or even apply to the university that I'm applying to see if I can get some sort of tuition reimbursement, or even get it comped, since it is related to my library studies. In terms of anything, in terms of like additional help, I am also considering grants and scholarships within that factor, and that's part of the reason why I'm really happy that I quit my job, because now I have the time and dedication to actually research and do this. I'm not saying quit your job, but I'm saying try to prioritize taking the time out of your day to see if you can even afford it. And if you can, that's great. And if you can't, try to make a plan and see if there's some sort of way that you can make it work, even if it's part-time. So the second con, I guess, would be something that I've heard from multiple people, is that you're not going to be paid well. And that is true. Most library positions, you don't get paid well or like other people, depending. Now, this only depends on what you're going into. For example, school librarians and public librarians often make less than specialized librarians. Now, I only know this because I used to work as a part-timer in a library, and my friends have cautioned me to be wary of that you're not going to get a high paycheck, but they are happy within their field. So if you're looking for money, I don't think this is the way to go. But if you are a good saver, which is something that I am, I feel like this is possible. Again, make sure the numbers make sense, okay? Also, research what low paying means to you. So for a lot of people, low paying is below a certain threshold. For other people, it's just enough. So just do your due diligence and research and see if this is a good financial pivot. Basically, is it worth the risk of not being paid enough but still being fulfilled? It's something to think about. And the third con being that grad school is stressful. So if you don't like school, or if you're not really great at studying, or you haven't gone to school in a long time, it's going to be a bit stressful to get that thinking cap back on and become a student again, since you've been in the workplace for so long. I know a lot of people have a hard time turning that switch on and becoming a student again. Trust me when I say practice makes perfect. For me personally, I love being a student. I love learning new things, and that's why I gravitate towards academia a lot, is because I genuinely love studying and researching. And I know that sounds nerdy, but you know what? I'm pretty sure it's going to help me in grad school. I guess that is a con to a lot of people who don't really know how to study and research. But if you have the willpower to be patient with yourself and put in the time and effort to find out how you study, to rediscover how to study again, I would definitely consider applying to grad school. I hope this video helped. Comment below if you're applying to school or if you still have any doubt. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. Just make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more library content. Bye.